What's up, people? Guess what time it is? Yep, another episode of the Giants, guys. It's a podcast you love to hate. And what can I say? There's something about like Tuesdays, which comes, after Monday, which comes after Sunday. And what do we do on Sunday? We win. And it's a good feeling. It's a new feeling. It's a refreshing feeling because it's been a long time since this team has actually won 7 games. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Giants Guys, brought to you by Astroflave. You know our partners and our sponsors. Please, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Subscribe to the Giants Guys YouTube channel. That is very helpful to us. Follow Astroflave. Check them out. Whether you're into CrossFit, whether you're crushing weights like nails, whatever you do, he's in the background, by the way. So I'm only saying this because he's on there. But he knows that he crushes a lot of weights. So when you crush a lot of weights, five locations in Jersey Strong, they will send you any type of supplement you want in the mail. These guys are slamming great ingredients, no added chemicals, no added crap to it. Astroflave, check them out. And do me a favor, follow them on Twitter. Just humor me. Follow them on Twitter. And, of course, we got Nikki Sixx in the background because, of course, she's got some ranting and raving to do about one Kenny Golladay. Let's bring in the folks. Here's Nikki. What's up?
What's up? Lots of ranting.
Lots of ranting. Lots of ranting. But more raving because it's a win.
Yes, it was a win.
Let's get in Nails. He's going to – look, just so you people know, I want to tell you this before I bring him on. Chris has a shirt on with sleeves, which normally we don't see. So when you see Chris, just, send some notes in the chat that you want to see Chris's arms, and then he'll rip the sleeves off his shirt, like Hulk wise. So let's bring in Chris. What's up?
Hey, Craig. Hey, Nick. You're too much. I'm not that good, man. I'm not that good. You give me more.
He's being humble, people.
Oh,
he's
please,
being humble. He's got sleeves on.
Yeah, a little chilly.
And look, because I'm feeling good, I broke out my old school 2007 Super Bowl commemorative sweatshirt hoodie in honor of another win over the Texans. And I will say, peeps, feels pretty good to win these games because under normal circumstances, we're already right. The season's pretty much over by now. And here we are winning games. So let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Of course, the best question of the night will win some gear. I just sent out Joe's gear from 2 weeks ago. I got to get Mark's going to be in Miami, so I got to send Mark's stuff out to Miami. Ooh. And I owe Brad some stuff because I had to order it. And I own Allie from Cali. I owe her some stuff. Had to order some sizes for them. So we, thanks to Crypto Freeze, we're still handing out Rush gear. So the best question of the night will get some cool swag that I'll pop in the mail for you in the next couple of weeks. So thanks for tuning in. That's pretty much, and most of the housekeeping stuff. Subscribe, pass on, favorite, download it. Spotify, Apple Pods, Amazon Music. That's all us. We're the Giants Guys. Let's talk football. We always start the show off with the same thing each week because I have the ability to tell you 10 things that you didn't know about your 22 Giants. Strap it in, buckle up. Here we go. All right. This week, the highest graded defensive players came out in the NFL. Ranked number 4 in the NFL is Dexter Lawrence. What a great accomplishment for this guy. Yes, it's a contract year, and maybe that's why, but who cares? Because this guy is going to get paid, and right now, Dexter Lawrence is ranked number 4 of the entire NFL as the strongest ranked defensive player. Number 2 top things that you might not know about your 22 Giants is the 8th ranked NFL defensive player is Leonard Williams. We have 2 top 10 defensive linemen on this team. Now, were they good before? Yes. Are they great now? They are. And we have to compliment that the wink system works for these two gentlemen. So it's pretty cool to watch these guys ball. Number 3, things that you might not have known about your 2022 New York Giants is we also employ the number 1 rusher in the NFL, which is Saquon Barkley with 931 yards. There's an opportunity for this cat to go over 2,000 all-purpose yards on the pace that he's going now. Number 4, things that you might not have known about your 22 New York Giants is that Darius Slayton did not play in week 1 through 3. His first game action was in week 4. Yet, he is on pace for 770 yards, which would be a career best. So for a guy that was trying, we wanted to boot, throw him out, had some drops along the way, he's on pace, even with missing 3 games, he's on pace for a career year. Number 5. Whoa, number 5. I should get like flashcards with numbers. I think
we need a prop.
Yeah, I know. I can only do so much.
Come on.
Number 5. You know what, Nikki, you can do the Vanna White thing next week.
Yes, I can. Sure.
There you go.
There we go.
I've just given her another job. Number 5, things that you might not know about your 22 Giants is amongst all NFL safeties, Julian Love is ranked number 7th in tackles. That's pretty good when you think that there's defensive, tackles and linemen and all these other guys get tackles, right? He's ranked around 55 overall in tackles, but of all the safeties in the NFL, which, there's 2 per team, right? And then there's, of course, backups too that get to play. He's ranked 7th in the NFL for tackles. Number 6, things that you might not know about your New York Giants or your 22 New York Giants is that, of course, and we're kind of coming back to the theme here, is that Julian Love leads all New York Giants with tackles with 65. We haven't had a New York Giants safety lead the team in tackles since Antrell Roll, so this is a pretty cool accomplishment for number 20. Number 7, things that you might not know about your 22 New York Giants is the Giants have only now this is not a good one, by the way, but you need to know that they have only had 2 interceptions all season long. One would be Dan Belton, which was this past weekend, and of course, Julian Love earlier in the season. So again, number 7 is a little like ouch kind of it, but you need to know it. Number 8, something that you might not know about your 22 New York Giants is the second most receiving yards on the team is the running back, Saquon Barkley, at 197 yards. What does that say about our receiving corps? That Saquon Barkley is the second highest receiver on the team at 197 yards. I'm pretty sure that the number 4 receiver on Kansas City, Miami, Green Bay, and Minnesota all have more receiving yards than that. Number 9, things that you might not know about your 22 New York Giants is rookie Micah McFadden saw 56% of the defensive snaps this past Sunday. Why is that something you should know about? In game 1, he had 17%. It was like 4 snaps. He's literally playing, where's the 56? He's literally playing more than half of the defensive snaps. 1 week ago, he got blanked. So 1 week later, he gets half the snaps. What does that say? That Wink Martindale is moving guys in and out of the system depending on what they need that week. And with the Texans having that big bruising running back they needed, a big bruising inside linebacker. However, when you watch the snaps, he's definitely a work in progress. He did have a good game, but it's nice to see him get the snaps. He has a little bit of Blake Martinez in him, but he's going to lead a little bit longer, I think, to learn scrapes and some of the stunts, but he looked good, and 56% is a huge win for him because he's basically the middle of the year. He didn't play at all. Okay. Number 10. One of them might be my favorite, and this was dedicated to Nikki. Number 10, things that you didn't know about your 22 New York Giants is that Isaiah Hodgins, which was a recent signing from Buffalo Bills, had 2 catches on Sunday for 15 and 26 yards. That is a total of 41 yards. That is more yards than Kenny Golladay has all season long.
Well, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and the guy's been here for 8 days. So
the guy's been
go.
here for 8 days. He's got 41 yards receiving.
Yeah.
Comes in. Kenny Golladay does not even have 41 yards receiving on the year. And that
I can't.
is 10 things that you did not know about your 22 New York Giants. Woo! I love that list. By the way. Always lots of fun. All right.
I love Real Cold's comments. I really do. They're the best.
Oh, wait, hang on. Cole's. Oh, wait, I didn't know Cole was in the room. Hang on.
He is.
Let's say hi to our people. We got Mark. I see Chris. I see Cole. What's up, peeps? I see Thompson. I see Brad. What's up? I see Joe. I see there's Callie. There's my, Callie Alley's in there. She was on mute for a bit on another call. That's okay. Sometimes you got to do that, right? I'll still be talking when you get back. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna put this up there because again, Cold always comes with at least one good showstopper, and it says, "Who's Kenny Golladay?"
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off with some football talk. Nikki, give me your it's the rant and rave section. We always start the show off with that.
Okay.
Give me your one thing that you want to rant about, one thing you want to rave about.
You want me to start with my rant?
Go for whatever makes
my
you
Kenny
happy,
Golladay rant. I can't. Like, he's pathetic. He is seriously the most pathetic person I've ever seen on the field. And I know people were like, "Oh, Nikki, you forgot about Brandon Marshall and Ruben Randall." No. Kenny Golladay is so freaking pathetic. I cannot stand this guy. Like, did you see what he said when they asked him, "Well, why don't you think it's working in 2022?" And he was like, "I don't know." You don't know? You could try giving a shit. That might help. You obviously don't care. You just do not care. How do you drop those balls? Like, I don't understand. And I'm going to take this time to clarify my tweet because like 150 of you decided to come at me. Daniel Jones and Kenny Golladay have never had chemistry. And no, that doesn't always directly correlate to the fact that Kenny can't catch. So stop coming at me.
Yeah. Have some of that. All right. Well, give me your rave of the week. What did you love about this?
I love Brian Dable getting so fired up on the sidelines. I love to see that. We haven't seen that in a long time. So listen, they needed to hear it. I can't imagine what was said at halftime, but it worked. I love to see it. I love the passion. It was great.
Bing, love it.
Yeah.
Chris. Rant, rave, give it to me.
All right. Well, Nikki covered it all, so I'm going to definitely follow in her footsteps with Golladay. There's nothing more to be said, right? I mean, Nikki just covered it, but I mean, the guy has a chance. I mean, I don't care, what your level of playing ball or sports. That is a ball he needs to catch, and at this point, is it in his head? It's a focus issue, but it's just frustrating. You want to root for the guy so bad because we're so in disarray at the receiver position, putting guys in and out, different guys every week. So you kind of thought with his attitude going into the bye that he could turn it around and let's all get behind him. And then what happens, right? He drops that easy pass and it just puts everybody back the way we thought the whole rest, the previous games. And our thoughts about it.
And you know what, Chris? It's amazing about that. Like when you watch it, this is a professional wide receiver.
Unbelievable.
Been in the league for 9 years, and he's catching like Sandlot style, like this, like his hands aren't even turned over for the ball. Like they say like there's body catchers. I don't know how body catchers even exist in the NFL, but I mean like he of all people should know he's streaking across the middle of the field wide open, and he needs to extend his hands out here to catch this ball. You trying to catch a ball like that? What are we in 5th grade? I mean, throwing Nerfs at you in the back parking lot?
It almost reminds me of a pitcher, who can't find the strike zone and he's aiming the ball, right? When your coach as your kid used to say, just throw it. Just throw it. Don't think about it. And it's almost like he's thinking about it, right? And that's why he's catching with the body. He doesn't trust his hands, his focus. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely in his head at this point. You can tell. So we'll see what happens. But my rave, hey, Dexter Lawrence, I know you touched upon it, but 5 quarterback hits, 5 tackles, a sack. I mean, when he played 91% of the snaps, I think that was 58 snaps he was in. And the one he was out was when Pierce ran for that 30-something yard run. So how great has he been over the center? Destroying centers, and that's been the difference this year is putting him over the center. So Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, but Dexter Lawrence, he's taking it to a whole nother level. I hate to say, people might think no, he's not, but he's at that Aaron Donald level. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's the level he's playing at, Aaron Donald level.
Yeah, we like to see him get paid and do it again and do it again and do it again. That's the difference about Aaron Donald comparing him to other people is that he doesn't just do it in the contract year; he does it every year. So like and I made a comment earlier, ate a lot of crow for it about that he shouldn't be a captain. And I backtracked and said, it's not that Dexter Lawrence shouldn't be a captain. We don't need another captain. Like we had 10 captains, right? It wasn't really aimed at Dexter Lawrence. I just chose Dexter Lawrence out of the 10 we had. It wasn't a smack on Dexter Lawrence. I just didn't think we needed 10 captains. Like, I mean, like we already had a defensive line captain, which was Leonard Williams. Like,
right.
Why are we adding all these guys on?
Yep.
In hindsight, so the record's straight. The dude's straight out balling. I'm eating crow like I normally do. And it doesn't matter because the team is winning. And he by far, like I just read to you, he's the 4th ranked best defender in the league. And again, I say this with a grain of salt. I hate PFF, but I know there's a lot of PFF freaks out there that like go to sleep with like quoting QBR ratings and blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever. But eye test says cat's balling, right?
Yep.
I'd love to say I could bring a rant and rave that would be much different than what you guys say because it was a unique game. The game plan started a little bit slow. There wasn't a lot of like I said, like Barkley looked great, ton of carries, and they knew that they didn't have a great rush defense, so they pounded it, right? I can definitely do a little bit of raving about Slayton because he's definitely stepped up his game. How about this? At the beginning of the year, guys, I would think that Kenny Golladay and Slayton were the same person. Maybe there was a little bit in their head. They got the dropsies. And guess what happened? One of them stepped up and rose up and fought through it, and one did not.
Yeah. And
I'm super happy for Darius Slayton because I know he's a good dude and I know they like him. Listen, there's this piece of video out there. I should have downloaded it for the show. There's a piece of video. Nikki, you might have seen it. There's a piece of video out there. Slayton comes off, scores a touchdown, comes off the field. Him and Barkley are walking together. They're dapping up and then they're pounded. And then Saquon sits on the bench next to Slayton, and Barkley turns his head and looks over at him like this and goes, I didn't know you had that in you. and Slayton goes, well, now you do. And he's like, and then they start going, do. Like, it was like, it's a cool piece of video because I don't know if Barkley's busting his chops or if he was being serious. But even in that moment where you might have gotten a backhanded passive aggressive a compliment, Slayton just took it in stride because he knows he's had his ups and downs. So it's really nice to see him have some success.
For sure.
On the rant side, I mean, it is. You know what I want to rant about? I want to rant about people, about a certain reporter who covers the Giants. There is no reason on God's green earth why you need to challenge the 7-2 head coach on why he reprimanded his player on the sideline. Okay? Like, there's a million things I could say. Like, in the moment, it's a heated game. You blow a 4th down play, a play that they've practiced for 100 times over the week, and he blows it. And your head coach literally rips you a new ass. And guess what? It's not premeditated. It's literally in the moment. Emotions are flying, and he is expressing his displeasure. And 3 hours later, your premeditated posturing type of reporter goes out there and says, "Why did you do that like that? How does that make you feel? Like, is that like just all this like why are you doing that? Ask football questions, okay? If that was Bill Parcells would have stuffed the microphone down his throat. Like, I mean,
yeah.
it's just bull crap. All right. Like in the moment, Brian Daboll was not trying to make, why is his name escaping me? The lineman that made the play on the fourth down.
Jack Anderson.
Anderson.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to belittle Anderson. He was literally pissed off, and in a moment, high emotions. It's a contact sport, people. It's a violent contact sport. Get a grip on yourselves, okay? If you never, go ahead.
And it was a 4th and 1. No, it was a 4th and 1. It wasn't like a 4th and 3 or something, or 3rd and 3. It was a 4th and 1. I mean, they had a punt, so that was a big, it was a big moment.
So then, I'm like, it's unnecessary. It's just unnecessary to go out there and try to embarrass the head coach. Like, how did you need to reprimand him like that? Like, what did that make you feel? Like, how did you, all that garbage, and we put up with it. We're like, okay, the coach shouldn't have yelled at him on the sideline like that. Get the out of here. I mean, these people have never played football. They never had a football hit them in the face before.
And if you notice, guys, Daboll goes nuts on the mental mistakes, right? Guys, even when Galladay dropped the ball, he may have given him a dirty look, but he didn't go off on him. He doesn't show guys up if they're making, physical errors. You see him go nuts when there's a mental error, like we saw with Jones against the Titans when he threw, to Barkley in the backside shoulder in the corner and he got picked off in the red zone. That's the kind where you see Daboll lose it. It's those mental mistakes that drives him nuts.
Hey, Nikki, I got a note here for you from a Brandon. He says, thank you for shooting him a link. That was very nice of you.
You are welcome. Yeah, just shout out the YouTube link on Twitter. Make it easy for you guys. I try.
Yes, that's why she gets paid the big bucks.
Right.
What's up, Jake? Thanks for jumping in. Brandon, thanks for jumping in. Joe, always pleasure to see you. But yeah, so that's my rant.
We were all screaming at Anderson, though. Like we all were.
But guess what, Nikki? The reporter has 3 hours to craft his approach to the head coach. And what does he do? He comes out and tries to embarrass the guy.
Is that the best you could come up with?
Yeah.
Yeah. For that reporter, yeah.
Nikki, you needed to be in there on Sunday.
I wish I was in there on Sunday.
By the way,
yeah.
Daboll's response was perfect, by the way. Just saying, I won't even give it away. Go watch the video because he's like, I do that sometimes. He's like, I get mad at myself. I yell at myself like that sometimes.
Yeah, I get mad.
He apologized to him. He apologized to Anderson.
He did.
Yeah, he did. But I just don't. I don't appreciate. I want to. If I'm actually going to spend the time to listen to post-game conference, just give me some football questions. Don't try to pin him into this woke, world of not yelling at players during football season in the game when he just blew a big play. Unnecessary. I don't know why we put up with it.
I don't know. I have the transcripts right here, and the answers are really funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, we'll give you a shout out. Show up every week. We'll give you a shout out anytime you want.
A shirt.
We're not snobs. I've got look. I'll say hi to anybody. I'm just glad you guys show up every week.
Yeah.
Hey, Patel, what's happening? Yes, and Brandon, you are right. He's our guy. We all love him. All right, let's move on to the next bit here, folks, because there is something that we should just basically, we don't want it to dominate the show, but there are 3 guys that are making a difference in one way or another. There are people out there that, of course, now they're just finding every excuse in the book not to give these guys credit. Nikki, Jones, Barkley, and then to some degree, maybe not as hot and heavy, but Slayton have been. And Slayton, of course, again, it's a consistency for him. But of course, Jones and Barkley are carrying the weight. Slayton is improving and giving Jones some options. What's your overall thought at this point in the season about Jones and Barkley?
I mean, they are the offense. Where is this team without both of them? How many games have we seen? I think we could say every game where Barkley is just like, I'm putting this game on my back. I'm going to do what I have to do to win. And Jones, listen, I was really hard on him and I have to eat crow on that. He's playing much better than I thought he would. So I got to eat crow on it. But I mean, without the two of them, I don't even know where this team is really, given the cap situation. They're in cap hell until next year, given the fact that we have no wide receivers. or we do. They just don't care, some of them. So listen, 7-2, I couldn't be happier. And I know there's fans out there still complaining, and I just don't understand. Like, they're complaining because they want draft picks. Like, I just don't get this. We are 7-2. Probably like might have a good shot at making the playoffs. Why are you complaining?
Oh yeah, right.
I don't understand. Like, why are we talking about the draft? We're winning. Let's enjoy this.
And my biggest thing, and I'll hand it to you, Chris, is there are, we talked about it last night, by the way. Thanks for everybody who came out, and thanks for everybody who DM'd me and said, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. We talked about this last night. Buffalo and Kansas City both were pretty winning teams when they got rid of their quarterbacks, which were Tyrod Taylor and Alex Smith. So there is this what's the word I'm looking for? Like, possibility that Jones could still go even though you win games, right? Because Kansas City did it when a winning team and brought Mahomes in, and Tyrod Taylor went out and they brought in Allen. The difference, I think, that everyone seems to be overlooking is that this team wasn't supposed to win more than 5 games.
Right.
And we're on pace for 10. So while Jones is not Allen or Mahomes, he has done everything needed to do and then some. Not with his arm. It's making smart play. Like, he's negated the fumbles, the interceptions, and the dumb plays. Mm-hmm. He's sliding. He's making first downs. He dove for a vital first down in the game on Sunday, right? Yeah. So he's doing what is necessary to win. Not just the 5 games that were expected of him, but we have a chance to win 10 or 11 games, and believe it or not, potentially a wild card. So Chris, what's your overall thought on Barkley, Jones, and if you even want to throw in a Slayton comment, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, I think you covered it. Barkley's pretty much carried this team with the running game and with the offense, and Jones, he's limited his mistakes. I still think, Jones, and I love Eli, he's more accurate than Eli, but the difference is, Eli's had weapons and Eli's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but when you talk about Jones, when you give him time, he makes the throws. The big question with him was ball security, right? And feeling pressure and going through progressions. I want to add Andrew Thomas into this. Andrew Thomas playing the left side, I think, has made a big difference for Jones feeling a lot more comfortable in that pocket, knowing that his blind side's protected. So, and you could see the past few weeks, Jones isn't running as much with the RPOs and the play fakes. I feel like they've kind of scaled that back a little bit and leaned on the running game, like a normal running game, and also letting him throw it downfield a little more. And I think as the season goes on and they start to, incorporate Hodgins, and Slayton keeps it up, I think you're going to see the passing game, increase, and they're going to have to. If they're going to make a playoff run, they're going to have to, still lean on the run, but the passing game is going to have to improve as well.
Hey, folks, just want to remind you that I'm handing out a bunch of swag. So, throw some good questions up here. Everybody wins. Mark's won, Brad's won, Joe's won, Allie's won. Throw in a question. Like, don't go the whole show without throwing in a question. And I know Cole's going to come up one because he
should win one every week just for his comment of the week.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And I just want to give a shout out to Scott, who joined us last night. Awesome to meet him. And he is watching on YouTube right now. So shout out.
Rock and roll, Scott. Yeah. Thanks for coming last night. Yeah, he was awesome. But yes, I'm with you entirely, Chris, on every comment you made. And I think it would be hard to see, like, Barkley. I don't think Barkley plays on the tag. I think Barkley's going to want a minimum. The Chubb deal is kind of a benchmark, so he's going to get above the Chubb deal. It's probably 50 million between him and Jones. Jones may get the tag, and that would be okay. Not from a monetary standpoint, but I would live with him playing on the tag. I also don't count other people's money. And I know and some of these folks get obsessed on what we're going to pay them. All I know is that starting over isn't something I'd like to do. And 2, as I mentioned, is Jones is going to take this team from 4 wins to 11 wins. Like, Mahomes didn't do that, and neither did Allen. So I got to give credit where credit's due. He's not throwing for 300 yards, and 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns because he's got practice squad receivers right now. So I mean, I don't know what he's expected to do. And so again, and Slayton, I think is finally got over that somehow the dropsies and the yips. Chris, do you think they both come back, Barkley and Jones?
Well, last week, Shane, was reaching out to Barkley's agent, so they were in some talks. I think those are going to be shut down maybe now till the end of the season. But the fact that he's actually speaking with them shows you that they definitely want to work something out. And Jones, I mean, listen, where the Giants are going to pick in the draft, right? I don't know who one of these top quarterbacks are going to be, at that end of the draft. But the Giants, you might be picking in the 20s somewhere, probably. I mean, you're not going to make a reach, right? And who are you going to trade for? So I think they franchise him or they give him a 3-year deal. And even if you franchise him, doesn't mean you can't sign him while he's under the tag and work out a deal once the dust settles with the salary cap and all the other guys are in place, and then you take it from there. But yeah, they got some work to do. But yeah, I think they both come back. I really do.
Yeah, I'm kind of going that route too. Then again, I'm not losing sight of what happened in Kansas City or Buffalo, but yeah. I do agree. I definitely agree. You froze up there for a minute, Chris. Were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I was going to say when Mahomes was with Kansas City, when he was drafted, Alex Smith was still there, and he didn't start. So, yeah, that was the only difference, too. Mahomes is already there, and then they kind of moved Alex Smith out. The Giants case, they pretty much would have to fill that spot. It's not like, Tyrod Taylor's not coming in to take his job.
No, not at all. Nikki, so is it a good sign that Dable reaches out to Barkley's agent to say, hey, look, I know this isn't the time to talk about it, but I wanted to let you know that we're interested. Let's make sure on December 30th or whatever the last game is, January 6th or whatever it is, let's make sure we're your first call. Is that something that you feel was a good move?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Joe Shane even said he made it very clear. We want Barkley back. He is the face of the franchise. I know they tried to wrap this up before the bye week. Supposedly they didn't even come close. So it seems like there's a lot to work out, but I think it's good that both sides are talking and the Giants are making it known we want you here. So, and we do have a lot of contract questions in the comments.
What we got questions now?
Yeah, now we got you told the people to send the questions.
I will say I'm impressed that I actually asked you guys to do something and you did it. Anthony Richards should go late first because of how raw. Yeah, K-Mac, I'm not in love with Richardson. I know there are some major believers. It's kind of like an Ohio quarterback and an Alabama quarterback. I don't really love those Florida QBs. But, yeah, I believe that he would possibly be available. All right, what's Jake got? Not going to lie, I'm worried about the Lions next week. Oh, you're already on the Lions, Jake. We're not there yet.
Yeah, so scroll back a little bit. There's a bunch of contract questions.
Oh, Brian's got, do we sign Julian Love? Hell yeah. I'm insulted you even asked that question.
No shirt for you.
Yeah, no shirt for you. No shirt for you. The dude is flat out balling. How are you late to the show? Did you not hear my top 10?
He was late. He didn't. Oh. I think Brian was a little late.
All right. Well, Brian, I start the show up every week with the top 10 things you didn't know about your 22 New York Giants. And Julian Love is on 4 of them. So you're going to have to go back and watch the show all over again. All right. Yes, we sign him. But if you're the only question, you would be leading. How much is OBJ worth? Oh, Patel. That's going to be a segment that we're going to do in about 5 minutes. So that is definitely, I'm putting that up there. How much is he worth? That's definitely the question of the night so far. So what do you think about Jones' contract? Is that a question, Brandon? Is that a question? So what do I think about Jones' contract? All right, that's in there. I'll allow that one. Saquon contract predictions. Now that's not a question, Brad. Predictions. My prediction is that it's a minimum of the Chubb deal. Okay, it has to be Chubb and above. So you're looking at a minimum of 3 years, right? It has to at least be the Chubb deal or better. So hold on to that, and we're going to get back to that. Do you think we ever going to throw the ball down? Son of a bitch, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
All right. Speaking Jake, didn't Jake okey doke me a couple weeks ago with a question like that?
Actually, and if I could jump in, this was the first game all season that the Giants had passes over 25 yards. So I know the Slayton one wasn't like a long pass, but first time all season we had 3 passes over 25 yards that they gained. So pretty good.
No doubt. Need to lock up AT2. Yeah, Joe, Listen, one thing the Giants are going to struggle with, so everybody out there in Giants land can figure this out, is that when you have 2 good draft classes, you do have an issue at who gets a second contract, right? Like you're going to have Dexter Lawrence and McKinney, Jones, Barkley, Julian Love, Andrew Thomas. Like they're all going to be up for a contract. Andrew Thomas has got another year. So he's really not a now thing. It's not a later thing either, but it's just not a now thing. You know, like your now things are Barkley, Jones, and Love are a now thing. McKinney got a 4-year deal because he was a second-round pick. Like those guys still technically have another year, or I have to look up McKinney's.
Yeah, and Leonard Williams, right? We got to do something with that big jump.
And Leonard Williams, yeah, and he's already restructured once. And I really don't want him to go. I actually am a big fan. I think, those 2 guys are what people dream about, having the number 4 rated defensive player and the number 8 defensive player playing next to each other is pretty fantastic. Okay, guys, here's the big question. Next section that we're talking about is, I can't even believe I'm going to say it, but I have to, because it would be silly for me just to open my mouth and nothing come out. I'm going to put this
Wait,
up.
before you do that, can you check Mark's question? He's asked us twice at 9:21.
All right, Mark's getting all.
And also, do we have extra large shirts in the Rush shop?
What kind of question is that?
Listen, this is what the people ask me. Okay.
The shop was it in the Rush store? There is everything that you want.
Okay.
There are hoodies. There are
okay.
there are t-shirts. There are magnets. There are mugs, phone cases. You could put the Rush logo on anything. It's in there. Nikki's got like a Razorback. What do you want to call it?
Not today, but I did. I got a t-shirt.
You can buy anything that you want in the Rush store. Of course. No, we have no extra large. We skipped that size. No, of course it's in there.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
All right, where am I? Who am I?
You got to go to Mark says at 9:21.
I think it's the priority question where he's asking.
My question is that it's not 9:21. It's only 8:39. So how can it be at 9:21, Mark? But it's not 9:21. How am I supposed to check 9:21?
Well, this may be the question. The following he puts could be up for contract negotiations. Who would you put in the order? Barkley, Thomas, Love, Lawrence in priority. So he's basically asking what priorities would you? I think that's the question. In priority, a number priority list.
Is he at 8:21?
Oh, 8:21. Yep.
Maybe that's the question.
Yeah, there it is.
Mark, you got to work on your typing.
Wait, he could be in a different time zone, right?
No, he's in the Caribbean.
Oh.
Kidding, like Marcus family. We know he's like, yeah, he's one of us. East Coast. Following priority. Answering that is in that order. It's going to be DJ Barkley, but they're simultaneously happen at the same time.
No, don't worry about it.
Then would be Thomas, Lawrence, Love, Slayton. But I like the question. I'll pop it up on there. That question is definitely up there with Jake's question because Jake. What was Jake's question before? Bellinger back this week? No, Joe. Bellinger is not back this week.
Wait, I'm sorry. Cold is just the best. He really is.
Did he roll another one out?
He says Craig needs to add a Giants Rush brush for the folks with a lot of hair.
Wait, is that a knock on my hair? What are you trying to say, Cold? I
got nice hair.
I know, but I don't comb it. It just does whatever it wants to do.
It just flows, Craig. It just flows.
I know. All right, I'll work on the brush. All right, guys, the biggest question of the evening is, and we don't want to, I've got 2 other big things to get to, especially talking about a little bit of the Lions, is let's talk about this. It's pretty easy. Are the Giants a playoff team? Nikki, are the Giants a playoff team right now? I don't care if they get in the wild card, and I don't care if they lose. I mean, I care if they lose, but my question is, are they a playoff team?
Yes, I was on a podcast this morning. I said they probably would get the wild card spot. I don't know that they would go any further, but I would be more than thrilled if they at least made it to the postseason. Yeah, God damn it, they are a playoff team.
Chris, is there a chance like somehow we come up short and we're not a playoff team?
We got a tough stretch after the Lions game, and Lions are going to be not easy. But yeah, they're a playoff team. They're 7-2. I mean, you figure you got to beat. Let's say you beat the Colts, right? That gets you 8, and then you're going to beat Washington hopefully once, right? That gives you 9. Colts at the end of the season, that'll be 10. So you're looking at those 3 right there for 10, and then you grab a game, right? You can maybe swing a game somewhere else, but tough stretch. But I think 9 gets you in, 10 definitely gets you in.
I actually said earlier in the season, if you guys remember, that the NFC East would have 2 wild cards out of that division. If anybody forgets, not that I'm some kind of soothsayer, but it makes a lot of sense that the Giants and the Dallas and the Eagles all go, because some of the other NFC divisions are pretty light on wins. So it could happen. I'm with you. I think the Giants are. I don't want to jinx them.
Yeah,
but I think the Giants, even if they didn't make it, I wouldn't be crushed, right? Because we're kind of we're out kicking our coverage, I think the term would be.
Yes.
I just don't want to see, like, I know they may lose some games. Of course they're going to lose games. I just don't want to see a 3 or 4 slide, right? A 3-4 game slide in a row. They have to squeeze a win in there, here and there. They can't be going on a 4-game losing streak and feeling like the world's coming down on them and they're losing whatever. It's like the wheels are coming off kind of thing.
Well, let's say this now. I'm begging you people in the room will pass this on to your friends and family. There is going to be a potential losing 2 of 3 weeks here. Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm optimistic. Some things go our way. All right. I'm like, please, don't lose your mind and make Twitter. Don't make this an ugly place.
Well, I think we're already there for some of us.
We just don't want the 5-game losing streak. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just don't think we need to turn if they lose 2 or 3 weeks. I don't want to see people lighting shit on fire.
No.
All right, Nikki.
Yes.
This is actually my favorite my favorite thing, because you could have some fun with it. Who's your Pro Bowl votes? I'm gonna give you 4 people.
Okay.
Not 5, because 5 is easy. I'm going to no. You know what? I'll even make it harder.
Oh, great.
Oh no, I'll be nice. I'm going to give you 4 people 4 New York Giants you could put in the Pro Bowl. Who are they?
Are you giving them to me?
Yeah, give me your 4.
Oh, I'm giving them to you. I thought you were going to read them to me.
No. I'm giving you 4 votes. Who are your 4 that get in?
Oh, okay. Saquon's getting in, right? He's got to get in. I feel like Dexter Lawrence definitely has to get in, right?
Yep.
Who else is getting in? I don't know, Chris. Who do you got? Who else comes to
you
mind?
Got to get it on. Come on.
I'm thinking.
We could do it. We can have
Love. I guess Julian Love could. Yeah, he would probably get in, right?
It's a good one. That's a good one.
Julian Love.
Yeah. Let me see. Who do I have? Saquon?
You have 1 left. You have one pick left.
Man.
Do you need a lifeline? Call in for a favor?
Yeah, I don't know. Who else would it be?
He's like he's the largest man on the team, and he was the first-round draft pick 2 years ago.
What?
Andrew.
Oh, yes, Andrew Thomas. Sorry. There you go.
All right, Chris, give it to me.
I agree with Nikki on everything. Maybe Love gets switched with Adoree Jackson. I mean, he's had a hell of a year. And I'll take it a step further. Andrew Thomas, all pro, right? They only pick one at your position. The way Andrew Thomas has played all year, not only will he be a Pro Bowler, and he's finally, getting recognition, but he may very well be an all pro, the best at his position.
Gotta be. I always throw Graham Gano in there too, because of just.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of him.
The guy hasn't missed a field goal over 50 yards. You know what I mean? Yep. The guy's just solid. But I agree. Barkley, Lawrence, Thomas, Love, Jackson as a wild card because he's had such a great year in Gano. would be all my picks. We didn't. I don't know if we're missing anybody. Robert said, "Hey, what's up, Robert? Thanks for checking in." Robert says Galladay. Yep.
Trash bin for him.
So this one is interesting here. Brandon throws in, I'm assuming, I mean, is that McKinney? X? I mean, I mean, he's hurt, and I didn't think he had I think he had an okay year.
I don't think no.
And Dave's for coach of the year, without a doubt.
Yes, that was my prediction.
Yeah.
Yes, you did say that a while back. All right. So we kick ass. We're awesome, and we're finally winning some games. But we need to play the Lions this week. I will read off some things real fast so you have this in your arsenal and ready to go. The Lions are the second worst team in the NFL against the run. They give up 160 yards a game. Only the Bears, Bengals, Atlanta, and Vegas have less sacks than the Lions. And they're 27th against the pass. Their defense sucks.
Oof.
Okay. Now, the Giants have this love-hate thing where they're bad at the run and they're better at the better against the pass. Chris, what's your thoughts on Jared Goff coming in here and throwing the ball, or what's your thought on the Lions coming up?
Well, my thought is, they put up points. A lot of those points came when they were down and they had to fight back, and then they start throwing the ball around. But there was a few weeks ago where they were kind of around the 15-point, for per game for like a stretch of a couple games. So I think the key with them is almost like what Washington did last night with the Eagles. Ball control. We could run on them, keep the ball out of their hands, and just jam it down their throats, and just abuse them as much as possible on the ground, pick and choose, when we throw it, and basically keep them off the field, and really try to control the game and the clock. That's what I think is going to happen this weekend. You don't want to get into a shooting match with them because I don't think the Giants could, they're a team that's going to put up 30 points. The Giants, maybe they get 24, but I can't see the Giants scoring more than 24 points right now.
Nikki, what's your thought on the Lions coming up? Any type of preview or anything? Like, you do a lot of fantasy, so is there anyone there on Detroit that you would be worried about just going off?
Oh yeah, the sun god. You never know. St. Brown just might have himself a day. I am interested to see, and I don't know, maybe our lovely fans know what the line is currently, because damn it, Detroit, and I said this last week, they're going to backdoor cover, and they did. They cover like 68% of the time. So I also want to see what the line is, but I would probably roll with that. All
right, somebody in the comments, throw the line up for me. I wanted to answer this question up here that came in from Patel a little while ago, because it's like a statement question together. What's going on with Ojulari? So I can only tell you this, Patel. The guy worked out like a fiend in the off season and put a lot of muscle mass on. They're talking somewhere like between 15 pounds of muscle. And what was great about Ojulari was this. He had great bend, around the corner, and has the rookie sack record now at 8 or 8.5 sacks. I think he put on a lot of muscle in the offseason, and it really made him tight. I think it really tightened him up to the point where he's pulling muscles,
And it's the other calf now, so that's. But I think you see him against Washington. Short week after the Lion game. I don't think they rush him back against Dallas, but I think you see him on December 4th against Washington.
Listen, and I'm an Ojulari guy. I had pegged him out for 11 sacks this year, and look at me, like, who knew? But I do think a little bit of it is like his body getting used to all that extra weight and that extra size. And I don't know, like, sometimes you put too much muscle mass on and you just, you start snapping things, pulling things because of, your frame can't handle it. I'm no orthopedic surgeon, and I can't tell you that he's really big, so that might have hurt him in the long run. Ali wants to know about Pimpleton, activate Pimpleton. It's a good question. I'm not really sure what the story is there. Have you guys, any background here on Pimpleton?
Yeah, Pimpleton, he's not going to be a guy that's going to come in as a receiver. His hands aren't great, but he's a good punt returner. The problem is he doesn't play special teams other than catching punts. So that means you'd have to really be your punt returner. It seems like that job has been given to Adoree Jackson right now. I know James came in maybe for one catch, but I think Adoree may be the guy moving
I don't
forward.
love that.
No.
I'm not a fan of that.
No.
I really don't love
you might
that.
see Darnay Holmes, but I think Adoree, seems like they trust him more than James.
Man, listen, all I know is I get nightmares of Jason Sehorn every time
Yeah.
he's back there. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yep.
hey, coach, it's preseason. Let me just go back and catch the kick, and then shreds his knee in his spaghetti.
Yeah.
PCL, ACL, and MCL. The guy was one of the best corners in the league, had to go to safety. Never was the same. Every time Jackson goes back there, I go, Jason Sehorn. It's not Jason Sehorn.
Yes.
It's not Jason Sehorn. So that's kind of the thing on Pimpleton. I think you're right. He doesn't have the hands either to be an everyday receiver.
But he flies. I mean, he's like ridiculously fast and a
look at Brandon. Look, Brandon is like the new hero, by the way, just coming in here dropping stuff. Saul Bachman got claimed by the Texans today.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay. Didn't see that. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, though I think the Giants could have used him. I don't know why they didn't bring him back. And the rumor was that he turned down a practice squad offer because he was tired of being on the practice squad, because the last time we saw him, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then next thing you know, he's cut and put on the practice squad. So,
and the interesting part about that is, we talked about the slot receivers in the preseason or training camp. The Giants had Tony, Shepard, and James. Well, they've lost 2 of them. Shepard's out, and Tony's gone. So we could have used Bachman because James, he's the only other slot guy, and he's, I don't even know how he fits right now. So we could have definitely used him.
How about Shep on the sidelines there, getting everybody hyped up? That was great.
He's our future coach.
Yeah, everybody loves Shep. By the way, I have I have these Sterling Shepard trading cards right here.
Those are Pokemon. Are you sure those are Shepard? I can't see.
Pokemon.
Are you sure those are your Pokemon cards?
Don't listen to him, people.
I can't see. Sorry, Greg.
You can't see that.
I see him. Yeah,
now we can. Okay.
Very good. Cool.
I'm gonna give these away for the runner-up with the best question.
Awesome.
Oh.
So, Nikki, before I go into our big announcement that we're about to make, who is in the lead for best question right now? Do we have a person in the lead? Which one do we like? I mean, Mark's question was definitely good. About who contract wise and who in order should it be? And then Jake had a good question somewhere along the line.
Yeah, he did. I'm trying to find it. I don't remember.
Joe asked if Bellinger is going to be back. Joe Bellinger. I spoke to his dad a couple weeks ago. The double vision's going away. His face is still a little bit swollen. I'm thinking he's going to be a December 1st guy. That would kind of be, 5 weeks, I think. So I think, Joe, you'll see Bellinger back with a visor on, of course, in December. I can hit up his dad. Sometimes he responds and gives me some info. They're not very nice people.
Jake had a good question in there. Did you hear the hypothetical question he asked? That was a real good one.
That was a good one too.
Wait, do you think we're ever going to throw downfield this one?
No. Oh,
no. The playoff one, right? Hypothetically speaking, if Jones and Barkley go down for an extended period of time, you think we still make the playoffs?
What time?
8:39.
8:39.
Which one would you prefer to go down? If you had to choose one to go down, which would be the better option between Jones and Barkley?
I guess.
Joe, wait a minute. I want to tell you right now, Joe, if you put that Rush logo on your Jeep, there'll be all sorts of things happen. Like if you put my logo on your Jeep, you will be taken care of for life, my friend. You will. Yeah. We will. I know Joe did win himself a prize pack a couple weeks ago for a great question. I know Real Cold wants me to order the brush. Hypothetically speaking, Jones and Barkley go down for an extended period of time. Jake, you shouldn't even say stuff like that. You're totally jinxing us.
He's saying what we're all thinking, though. Not bad. I like it. We kind of all have thought about that. What would happen?
Do you think we make the playoffs still? So can Tyrod or Davis Webb win 3 games? I'm going to say no. I don't think. Listen, you know who the number 1 receiver was for Davis Webb? Alex Bachman.
Yes.
Okay, and he's not here, so there's no chemistry there. Tyrod, I don't think is the guy, but we need. What do we need? We're 7, 4, 11. We need 4 wins, and I think those guys between them give you 2 wins. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Nikki.
I mean, if you got Saquon, I could see Tyrod Taylor eking out a couple wins. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering we're not a big passing offense, I think you could. Not that you could afford to lose Jones, but I think Barkley's he's running the show. He's making this thing work on offense as much as anybody. So I think you could survive a couple wins with Jones and Tyrod. I mean, with Barkley and Tyrod.
That puts Jake in the first place for the question of the night. But I will tell you this. I will say this. Without those first downs that Jones gives you, we're not even at 7 wins.
True.
I agree with you.
That cat can deliver a vital first down like 90% of the time.
He's very accurate.
Yeah, I think it just, with his legs and the diving and look, he okie dokie that guy on the sideline. Did you see that play? Looked like he was going out of bounds, and the guy came in real high, and he went whoop, 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 whoop.
Yep. So and the throw to Slayton was on his back foot. I mean, Feliciano got blown up and right in his face, and he threw that on his back foot and was able to at least get it to Slayton. So that was a heck of a play.
All right, I'm putting Jake's question in front for the gear. I have even a better question not too far back. I got you, Jake. That question is definitely in the lead right now. All right. Wait a minute. Tyrod. I don't know where Cole gets these things. He's so witty and fast. He's like, Tyrod is soft as Charmin. Let's hope he doesn't have to play. He is a little on the softer side, no doubt. Okay. Matt, are you just getting here now? You are 58 minutes late, my friend.
But okay? You're here now. But
you are here now, and for next time it's an 8:00 start. Don't be late. We're on Coughlin time. All right. All right. We have a big announcement. I better go look in here at the notes to make sure we are ready for this announcement. And we are. We have an announcement, and then I got a quick section that we're going to go through. The announcement is, can we do like a drum roll? I probably have an app that does it on my phone. Oh, yeah, you can do that. Go ahead, Chris, can you drum roll too?
We can do that.
All right. Those are bad drum rolls.
Okay.
So I actually have an app that does it, and I don't know where it is. Like, it's buried on my phone somewhere because I used to play them all the time. All right. Announcement is we will be having a new show that will be launched under the Rush umbrella. It will be called.
Wait, don't say it.
No, don't say it.
Hold on. I got a YouTube commercial. Just 1 second. We'll give you a drum roll.
All right.
Gotta wait 5 seconds. Hang on.
Wait. All right. I'm waiting. The anticipation's killing me.
Oh God. I just want the drum roll. I don't need. Oh, never mind. Oh, this is terrible. All right, just go.
Wow.
I tried, everybody.
That was so anticlimactic.
It was. Here we go. Here we go again.
I'm like, now you got me like looking for.
Now it's like somebody pull it up on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah, like anybody.
Who's giving a whole lesson on a drum roll? I didn't need a lesson. I just want the sound effect.
A lesson.
All right.
Here we go.
That's not that's a drum roll?
That's a drum roll.
Yeah, I guess so. That's too fast.
Oh, you want it slow?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's. Hang on a minute. I got all these apps on my phone that do stuff like this.
Not that.
ugly,
Oh,
and
my
you're
God.
ugly, and your mother ugly, and your sister ugly. You're just plain old ugly.
Oh, okay. That'll
Nope.
be the one.
Nope, that ain't it. I got lasers. I got horses. All right.
Boy, we're really stringing this out, aren't we?
Yeah, we totally are. Like, all right. I was like, all I wanted was a drum roll.
I
and,
know.
like,
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm unprepared. I suck. All right.
Hi,
So
Matt.
I am announcing to you all now that we are going to have a new show under the Rush umbrella, and it's going to be called Rush Hour. And it will be hosted by one Nikki Sixx. It will be her own show, and she will be taking live people every single week. So we're hoping when you're sitting in rush hour and you want to rant or rave about anything you want to talk about, we hope it's mostly Giants. But if you want to talk about like something that's NFL related, you can call. Nikki will give you a link, send it out, pop you on the show. So on Monday, we are going to kick off this new show at 6 o'clock. Every Monday, 6 o'clock. Tune in for Rush Hour with Nikki Sixx. And during the course of the day, Nikki's going to give out a couple links to a couple of you good folks, and you will be able to come on live. And it's going to be co-hosted, but not by me because you guys had enough of me. So we're going to rotate in Chris, which is down there. That's Nails. And we're going to rotate in Spartan Mike and Zane and a couple guys. And maybe I'll bring in somebody new. Who knows?
I know
Maybe
I got a couple people who want to jump in and co-host, so I think we're just gonna rotate it.
Yeah,
I'll be the
exactly.
mainstay, but I'll rotate my co-hosts.
Yep, we're gonna have a rotating co-host, and then of course, like if whoever the co-host is, if you suck, then I gotta throw you out. Like the
Yeah.
big hook will come in like this. I'm like throw you out. But the show will be Rush Hour by Nikki Sixx on Monday. So please tune in right here on NY Giants Rush or the Giants Guys YouTube page. Because same platform, nothing changes. I just hand over the keys to the kingdom of a Monday to Nikki. She rock and rolls. Don't give her a hard time. To be on her own show, and you will see slowly those other podcasts go away. All right, but we are giving Nikki her own show because she has a lot to offer, and we hope you guys will tune in at 6 o'clock every Monday before Monday Night Football. Or maybe, as I said, maybe you're stuck in rush hour traffic.
Brandon, the show is for the fans. I'm going to send out the link and you guys come on. Listen,
Yep.
It's your show. I just run it. That's
There
it.
you go.
Yep.
Okay, last segment before we take off, guys. It's pretty controversial in the world of I hate, I love. Will this person help me? It is OBJ. It's pretty polarizing. He's pretty polarizing. There's a lot of sides of the fence. There's people like just who's awesome. I will say this: I don't even have an opinion past the fact that if he is signed, that they are 100% in the camp that he's healthy because they would not waste their time if he wasn't. There is definitely no connection. Like there's no like, hey, we love this guy. We have a history with this guy. They would purely be signing him because he's coming to ball. I honestly don't think it's going to happen because I still think that he's still, he hasn't proven to me he's mature at all. He still has that me thing going down. He hasn't played more than 10 games in, 4 years. So guys, I'll start with you, Nikki. OBJ, yes or no?
Yes. Emphatically yes.
That's it? Just yes? Like, why do you think yes, they're going to get him or yes, you want him?
No, yes, I want him. I don't know if they're going to get him. Please, he just cannot go to the Cowboys. I can't take that. I cannot. Please, I don't want to live through that. No, I know OBJ is super polarizing. I've always liked him. Maybe because I'm a little polarizing. I don't know. But listen, you know how much he would help? I mean, my God. Yeah, bring him back. Bring him home. Yeah, no. Nikki, OBJ. I don't know.
By the way, Bones thinks he's funny because Bones had a really good question that got beat out by Mark. He says he's going to get Shockey on. Like it's a joke. Bones, if Nikki gets Shockey on her show, I'm never hosting my own show again. I have very little value now. Okay. I know you people tolerate me, which is awesome. That's why I love you guys. But if she gets Shockey on, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. I'm retiring. It's over. It's not even gonna happen. Chris, OBJ.
Can I give a little caveat here?
Of
I would
course.
say yes. If the Giants beat the Lions and the Cowboys, and isn't it interesting how he says he'd like to make a decision at the end of the month? If Giants play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, wouldn't it be something in his brain? Whoever wins that game, that's a team he would want to go to. Because if the Giants win the next 2 games and beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, all bets are off. I'm sorry. I know it's a rebuilding year. Just go grab them and make a run. Because you beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving and get to 9-2, I'll tell you what, this team is for real if they can do that on Thanksgiving and win this game Sunday. So I would say, yeah, they win the next 2 games, go get them.
All right, I got to put this up here because Jim's a good friend of mine, good friend of the show, and he's connected to some good people that are around the team. So I'm going to pop this up on here. And Jim, where have you been, by the way? You're definitely an hour late. I have it on the good authority. He was in trouble in the locker room during his first go around. They had an OBJ rule, and the team rules was exact line used. Yeah, I agree with that. There probably was an OBJ rule, like there was a Lawrence Taylor rule. Like LT had his own set of rules. I'm sure OBJ had his own set of rules, and that divides a locker room. There is no doubt about it that if he comes back, there is no OBJ rules. And in fact, I was talking to Al. I think Allie's gone. Allie, I don't know if you're still there or not. She is. Well, what Jim said, I am a hard no. Allie and I were talking about this just yesterday, that there's Lawrence Taylor and then there's LT. There's Odell Beckham and there's OBJ. And if we're getting Odell Beckham, I'm in. Sign me up. If I'm getting OBJ, it's a hard pass. I can't deal with any of the antics. I want a baller. Come here and be the Odell Beckham that was here year 1 and year 2, and balled out. I hope he's matured, Brandon. Yeah. I hope so, but I don't necessarily buy it, dude. I don't know.
Well, he went to the Rams last year. You didn't really hear much. He towed the line there. He wasn't any problems, and he had and Kupp was the guy, and he had no problem going to the Rams when Kupp was the guy. So. Here, being number 1. Goes to the Cowboys, get behind you with 2 other, good receivers. Here, instant.
But there is no Cooper Kupp for him to play second fiddle to. Like you're giving him you're giving him the ego all over again. Hey, go ahead, win us a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I'm hoping he's mature too. I mean, we're talking a few years ago, and by all accounts, it sounds like he's kind of matured, a little bit. So we'll see.
And Nikki just said yes, yes, and yes. She didn't even blink.
Yes. I mean, he gives us the best chance to win and go deep in the playoffs. So I'll take a little diva. It's all right.
A little diva. That's a lot of diva.
Okay, listen, I thought some of the antics were funny. You guys can come at me for it. When he peed on the Philadelphia end, so I mean, I wasn't mad at
it. I'm so old school. I'm like, be Larry Fitzgerald. Act like you've been there
I get it, but I don't mind it sometimes. I would think, didn't he just turn 30? I would think he's a little mature.
Listen, the dancing never bothered me. Like the dude could dance, and it was fun. That didn't bother me. The kicking net just made me bonkers. It was like just stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can you be this good and this stupid at the same time?
Yeah, that too. But I would think by 30, you grow up a little bit.
Mark says love implied on Tiki and Tierney that OBJ misses the Giants organization. I'm sure they drafted him. They probably treated him with kid gloves. Shockey loved the organization in the beginning too. And then, money and winning becomes an issue.
Yep. And that's the issue. He wants a multi-deal, right? He doesn't just want to sign for the rest of this year. He wants a deal.
Cold. Look, this is not, I'm going to put this up because I can make fun of myself. All right. Just for the record. He says, Craig, you sound like the old guy screaming at the kids on his lawn. I do yell at the kids on my lawn. No, I'm just kidding. No. Look, I want OBJ. I want Odell Beckham. I want the baller and the star. Like but I don't know. Allie says she'll never get over the boat. I mean,
well, Shepard was on the boat too. So
was
Cruz.
Damn, Cruz was on the boat.
Cruz was on it. Shepard was on it. Cruz.
Yeah, but Cruz was hurt. Who was the other receiver that? Roger. The was the third receiver in that group when Cruz went down.
Not 2016. Not Ruben Randall. He wasn't there yet. He was gone.
No. It was Cruz. He was hurt. Cruz,
Yep.
Shepard, OBJ, and damn it, come on, people, give it to me. It was Roger something. Roger Lewis.
Yeah.
Mark,
He's all right.
Mark is the best.
Mark saved the day here. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Giants, guys. Wrapping this up, please, I'm begging you. I don't beg for anybody or anything, but I'm begging you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to put prizes up when we get to 1,000. We're close. We're like about 200 away from 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to put some prizes up there. So look for that. So please subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, all your neighbors, friends, pass it on. 2 Mondays, Rush Hour. Not only at Rush Hour, but the show is going to be called Rush Hour with Nikki 6 every Monday, 6 o'clock. Tune in right here. Astroflave, right now on your phone while you're watching the show. Go follow them for me. Yeah, look, there it is. Look at that. Listen, that shit, and the shaker is badass, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So support us by supporting the sponsor. Try it out. I mean, they got everything from amino acids to collagen to whey to whatever you want. They got it. Greens. They got it all. They even have now a fat burner that you could take when you sleep. It's something that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Cold. Thanks. Shout out to Allie, Cold, Mark.
Bye, Allie.
Jim, thanks for coming in. Better late than never. We're glad you got here. Mark, Joe, Bones killing me with the Shocky. Brandon, of course. Bone. I mean, we had a lot of people in here tonight. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Matt jumped in here. The other Joe, K-Mac was in the room. Robert Gregory's in the room. A lot of you guys jumped in. Thanks, all you guys. Patel, thanks for all coming in. We love you to death.
Thank you.
Again, nygiantsrush.com. That's where you're going to find everything. Next week, we are Brandon Tierney's going to probably stop by. You know him from Tierney and Tiki. We've had him, or it's actually Tiki and Tierney. We had him on before. He wants to gloat about his Jets, but he's also a great analyst on football in New York. So we're probably going to have Brandon on next week or the week after. Chris, make sure you follow him, follow Nikki. And I think that's all we got. Oh, and the winner, of course, of the question of the day is going to, who do we have the winner, guys? It was, was it who was it? The one we just did about if somebody goes down.
It was Jake, I think.
Oh, Jake.
Was it Jake?
I think so. Yep.
All right, Jake, you are the winner of the NY Giants Rush Gear compliments of Crypto Freeze, okay, who donated a bunch of money. So we got a bunch of stuff. So DM me, Jake. Oh, yeah, he said I even have a better question farther back. Yeah, it's Jake. Jake, which, by the way, your name is almost Bellinger. It's Ballinger. You're like almost there. You're like combination of the best tight ends in Giants history there. Ballard, Bellinger, you're right there, dude. Yeah. DM me your address. Thanks for tuning in. We're OUT out. Peace.